For over 60 years, Thamesmead has been a popular suburb in southeast London for social housing, but it is still the largest area in London not served by a railway line. With the DLR extension to Thamesmead already in TfL's bucket list, I just think that the concept of it is so poor. Why is that? Thamesmead was first developed by the GLC in the 1960s to meet the demands for social housing. As part of the initial development in the 1970s, the area was intended to be served by the then Fleet Line, which would start at Charing Cross before heading to the National Rail station at Fenchurch Street. Then it would call at new stations at St Catherine Docks, Wapping, Surrey Docks North, Millwall, North Greenwich, Silvertown, Woolwich Arsenal, Thamesmead West, Thamesmead Central, and Thamesmead East, with a spur to Beckton. But this plan never happened. It's also to mention that Thamesmead is located in the Thames Valley escarpment area, which makes it very difficult to build any new roads or railways, and as a result, Thamesmead is not served by any rail lines. But there is limited passive provision at Woolwich Arsenal for a junction to be built to Thamesmead as of 2005. But with the cancellation of the Dagenham Dock DLR extension and the Thames Gateway Bridge, TfL started looking into other ways to assist with the development. These included a new version of the Thames Gateway Bridge, an extension of Crossrail east from Abbey Wood, dedication of high-frequency bus services, a London Overground extension from Barking Riverside, and a DLR extension east from Beckton, and the latter was ultimately considered for the final proposal. TfL states that this extension would have much better connectivity and better frequency, and it would be half the cost to operate. It would also allow economic growth and create up to 10,000 new jobs. A new BRT system will also be built connecting Thamesmead with Abbey Wood. But if you look carefully on this map, you may see a label saying potential further extension. This extension is provisioned to end at Belvedere and would connect the southeastern line to Dartford with the DLR, but this could actually overwhelm the Thamesmead extension due to the high demand, as thousands and thousands of people will be going to Thamesmead from the southeast via the DLR, so it could flood the trains. To overcome this, other transport modes to Thamesmead would be necessary in the future, like the Tube or the London Overground. Here's my visit to Thamesmead to explain how I would have done it. And this shopping centre really deserves its own rail hub. But Twin Thames Way, and just we're gonna walk around here. And now my opinion of the Thamesmead DLR concept is a rather poor one, because the proposed DLR station would be around here somewhere, and that may not allow for good connectivity because of geography issues. But if you would have to put it there near Linton Mead Primary School, then there would be increased connectivity and more usage of the shopping centre, rather than like having a single line serving this area, which would be, oh my god, useless. But here's a McDonald's. Yeah, but no, I'm not addicted to it at the moment. But a new B&M store, which recently opened, a Pets at Home, a Morrison's gas station, and the actual Morrison's grocery store over there. There's the next 301 bus, and it goes to Bexley Heath. And the 401. And CSL3. Hey, nice small river here. Unfortunately, it's contaminated with algae again. And up there is a really nice clock tower. If I just around the tree, so I'll try and poke into it. But up there, it's a really nice clock tower, and showing the accurate time. It's pretty good. Even with the view of this nice bridge, it almost surprises me that this is not a canal, and there are no canal boats. This is sick. Well, obviously it's not sick, or really sick, when there's algae in it. A nice river, or canal, as I like to call it. And there are ducks swimming in it. Got a second bridge, and here's the clock tower I mentioned earlier. Here's the area by the clock tower. Here's another bus. A leisure centre here. In the distance over there, it's a nice hydroelectric station, I think, that manages the water of a lake which is behind these trees. And there's the bus station. The Superloop also stops here, which is already being expanded. And my proposed rail station for Thamesmead would not be on the right, but on the left instead, where Lintonmead Primary School is. And let me show you the site now. The Superloop bus route that stops here is SL3. We also got the 401 and the 177, which also terminate here. Here's the map of SL3. Got Thamesmead, Abbey Wood, Bexley, Sidcup, Queen Mary Hospital, Chislehurst, and then Bromley North. Right, my proposed rail hub for Thamesmead would be around here, where those apartments are, which are currently Lakeview Court apartments. And the new rail hub will also partially occupy the Lintonmead Primary School, which is behind those trees on the other side of Lakeview Court. And now a quick history. So basically the Jubilee line had an entirely different extension plan beyond Green Park and Charing Cross, but due to the Prime Minister of the time, Margaret Thatcher, not being a fan of railways, it never happened. And that extension was also meant to terminate here at Thamesmead, with stops at Thamesmead West, Thamesmead Central, and then Thamesmead East. And then a London Overground extension was planned from the new terminus at Barking Riverside, which is up there, and I'll go to the waterfront in a minute. But that got shelved in 2019, and now the current proposal is a DLR extension from Galleon's Reach. Here's the Lakeview Court apartments around here. And if the new rail station would ever be built on this site, this would have to go, sadly. And the tenants would have to move out. And also around there is Lintonmead Primary School. And by the way, Lintonmead Primary School is named after Lintonmead, which is a road itself. But that is just pointless, because the road just leads just onto the pedestrian path of the Thames Path waterfront. Here's the entrance to Lintonmead Primary School, which the school hours are from 8:50 or 9 to about 3:25 p.m. on particular school days for children, which is about 6 hours. I know for children it is quite annoying to have a 6-hour school day, but that is actually worth it.
There's the clock tower.
So let's talk about my proposed rail hub for Thamesmead Central. So it would encompass a Jubilee line branch from North Greenwich, and by the way, North Greenwich already has a vision for a branch of it to Thamesmead because it has 3 platforms, so that is quite useful. But it would call at London City Airport, finally having a triangle transfer. So if you're heading from North Greenwich to London City Airport currently, you have to change at Canning Town. But with a branch of the Jubilee line towards London City Airport, you don't have to do that anymore, changing at Canning Town. It would be a triangle transfer model, kind of what the RER-A does between Gare du Nord, Châtelet-le-Hall and La Défense. And it would call at Thamesmead Central after London City Airport, and then it would travel beyond, all the way over to a new station on the C2C line towards Grays via Rainham, known as Cold Harbour Parkway, which would be a brand new station between Rainham, Essex and Purfleet. And it would, this section of the Jubilee line that I talked about, Thamesmead to Cold Harbour Parkway, would actually surpass Chalfont to Chesham to be the longest distance between 2 stations on the tube, which would be at about 4.5 miles or 7 kilometers. You can hear faint ringing from the clock tower, but anyways, so that's the first line I want at Thamesmead Central. The second would be the London Overground, which you can somewhat see over there in the distance. If I can just zoom in. All the way over there, that's the London Overground station, Barking Riverside. So, if there's like any demand to extend the London Overground to Thamesmead in the future, it would possibly be elevated as a bridge over the River Thames, but because the Thames is so wide here, it could be very difficult to build it. And it could also be difficult to build a elevated bridge raised above Thamesmead and Abbey Wood. And the London Overground extension would terminate at Abbey Wood in order to connect with the Elizabeth line. And having a London Overground station here could be very useful for anyone coming from North London who are trying to access Thamesmead. And the final concept would be a DLR branch from Galleon's Reach, which would be slightly modified. So rather than just having stations at Beckton Riverside and then at Thamesmead, it would instead have a station at Barnum Drive, but first it would need to cross a newer Thames Gateway Bridge, which would be built somewhere around there, and it would then call it Barnum Drive, and then dive underground to serve a new station at Birchmere Park, and then it would loop around north to terminate at new platforms at Thamesmead Central, which would be built near Lintonmead Primary School. So yeah, that's my concept. And I just noticed a London Overground train, so that's the Overground line, and behind the tree, here, that's Barking Riverside Station. So if the London Overground was to be extended, the end walls of the station would have to be knocked down to allow for a bridge across, but that would be so expensive, simply because of geology with the Thames, and the fact there's not enough demand. But if the demand is there, one day, maybe there will be a bridge across the River Thames. And by the way, with regards to the Jubilee line section between here and the station which I proposed for it, at Coldharbour Parkway, it would have another bridge across the River Thames. And after Coldharbour Parkway, the Jubilee line could actually even serve Ebbsfleet via Chafford 100, and serve the Swanscombe Peninsula, with possibly a brand new resort or new developments could spring up around it. You're now approaching the end of this road, and I guess we'll enter this bit, which is the Lake 4 pumping station. Now, this is a path which you can easily access, because it's a waterfront. And then after this, I'll be taking the bus to Abbey Wood and get the train back. And by the way, the nearest station is actually Abbey Wood, about a mile away. But I only got here from Woolwich, since I was heading via Woolwich to here, and therefore Woolwich was quicker. But Abbey Wood is actually the quickest, not Woolwich. All I'm saying is that I came from Woolwich. Right, here's the waterfront. I mean, it's so long just to get here. I'm trying to find a good spot. Here's the waterfront. It's the River Thames. I mean, your view is not that good. It's just, I don't know how to say this. It's just endless industry. That's all you see from here. And this path heads down to the Thames, walkway itself, the Thames path. And you can smell wastewater in the Thames. Pretty sure it's not been oxygenated. And obviously it's windy here because we're near a body of water. There's the riverboat, and it would be great if there was a river pier or something here, so that we can have direct river access to Thamesmead. Wouldn't that be great? But now there's only Barking Riverside. There's actually no way currently to cross between Barking Riverside and Thamesmead. not until a London Overground extension could actually happen. You hear the noise from the engine of the boat. There's Canary Wharf in the city in the distance. There's also the DLR depot. And that is where Cold Harbour would be. Or, no, that's actually Barking Riverside, but around in the distance over there is where Cold Harbour would be. And also the Parkway station where it will connect with the CGC network. Now approaching Abbey Wood. Not this stop, this is for the Sainsbury's. And to the left is where the London Overground Abbey Wood station would be built. This has a lot of old buildings that are waiting. And in the distance is Abbey Wood Elizabeth Line and National Rail station. Here's the Abbey Wood station, right here. We're just stopping over there. Here's the station building of Abbey Wood. And it's very modern. It was only built for the Elizabeth line. I'm gonna go in and get my Lizzie line train back. Got a Superloop, the SL3. I'm waiting for a red light for the cars. Go. Here we go. We're in a small forecourt area.
He's coming, he's coming.
And we're inside Abbey Wood Station. Next train is the 1547. I'll take that. Anyway, here's the map. There's a seating area here. Nice. There's Shenfield, Abbey Wood here. And the course section, Whitechapel to Hayes and Harlington, which includes the Paddington bit. And there's the branch to Reading and Heathrow. I'm going to head downstairs. Toilets are down there. And Southeastern also stop here on their services to London Bridge, Cannon Street. And The Elizabeth line may extend further towards Dartford and Ebbsfleet in the future. That involved having to demolish the ticket hall behind me. And why did they build a ticket hall in the first place there? Not sure what they're saying. Don't mind that, but here's the bridge for the National Rail station. Here's a train arriving. Let me get on.